Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday. I know I don't usually do Sundays, but I felt like it today. So it's a Sunday special. Yeah, got my Bronco gear ready. A new quarterback today. I just had my coronavirus test, so I'm good. I'm ready to go, coach. Put me in. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch. I'm almost scared to watch that game. He's gonna nail us. Anyway, not everybody likes to talk about football, Dion. So good Sunday morning. We're going to talk about active guardians today, but before I do that, I don't know. I want to talk about my dreams a little bit. Because, man. So you guys know that I have nightmares, and the last couple of days it just... So I don't have a reoccurring nightmare. I have a nightmare that's continuing on, and it's been going on for years. Okay? I had $16 left in my wallet last night. I will have $16 in my wallet in my dream tomorrow or tonight or whatever. And it continues on. And it's horrible. And then I got up and I'm trying to get out of the blah, 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 right? And I see, so I posted, what's your favorite coping skill? Like, fuck you and your coping. That's kind of what went through my mind. I'm tired of coping. Coping takes a lot of fucking energy, man. And some days it'd be nice to not have to deal with my anxiety. But it's a daily process, and not. It's getting better. I have a feeling I need to add something on though, before those dreams are gonna go. They went away for like 2 weeks. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. We could sit here and discuss it, but we would be here for hours. So, but if you guys know anything about that, I'm up for suggestions. I take my meds. I do a lot of therapy, things like that. So, but let's get to this today. Active guardians. To us, however, it represents far more than the sound of public relations policy. It is more than a denial of self-seeking. This tradition is a constant and practical reminder that personal ambition has no place in AA. In it, each member becomes an active guardian of our fellowship, right? We have to be careful of that nowadays. We really do, okay? Even coming on here and doing this, you got to be, I have to be careful that I don't step on the traditions, especially this one right here. I mean, I certainly, I know a lot about it and I share my experience, strength, and hope, but when it comes down to it, I'm not really any different from anybody else. I just happen to have a radio face and voice. My wife would say different, but, so we do what it is that we can. This is the way that okay. So a lot of times we will get into the program and then there's an outpouring of love for something that was given to us freely. All right. A lot of times we start getting into, all right, let's put it this way. All right. Back in the 90s, if you wanted to work at detox, the requirement was you had to have at least 1 year of sobriety. And people complained about that. But I'm sorry, you are not going to be able to help those people in the capacity that you need to without putting the work and the time in first. On an average, that takes about a year. And you are no different. I don't believe that recovery coaches with less than a year should be recovery coaching. That's my opinion, and that's all that it is, okay? I've had 1 year, I've had 5 years, I've had 7 years, I've had 9 years, I've had 12 years. I know what all of that feels like. And if you watch people in the program, you'll see that people with a certain amount of times act a certain way. Most people with 10 plus years don't smoke. Okay. Things like that. Okay. So we start to get bigger in our head. And what happens in about the third year, fourth year, we will get too big for our britches. Right? And if nobody's there to stop you from doing it, then you'll start stepping on the traditions. Okay. And maybe nobody may even say anything. People may not even know what's going on, but you'll find that less and less people are listening to you because you are no longer doing it on attraction. You're now doing it on promotion. Hence why I don't promote. Right? Jill does that for me, and she promotes the show. She doesn't promote me. The show is about whoever's telling their story. It's a fine line. Actually, no, it's a pretty wide line. Anonymity is a spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. The spiritual substance of anonymity is sacrifice. Do I need to say anything else? Really, do I? I guess we do, right? It is. It's about sacrifice, having a servant's heart, giving back what was given to you freely. Okay? Not selling t-shirts, not giving subscriptions of this and money for this and that. No, we do it freely. Now, the thin line is where you go in from being an AA member to a professional, and you have got to make that distinction very clear. Okay, I was working with a guy yesterday. You'd be my recovery. No, I cannot. Okay, we go to the same home group. I would be doing him a disservice. Okay, $20 an hour is what I make when I do that, right? No. Talked about conflict of interest. No, I'm not going to promote AA members in order for me to make money. Nope. That's why you guys have seen me back off a lot of things. Because I'm not going to have my hands in things that are going south. Because I can see it. I warn people. I warn people all the time. When was it, like 9 months ago? I was warning everybody, watch out your Medicaid billing. They're going to charge you back. Guess who didn't get charged back? Don't abuse the system. It'll come back and bite you in the ass. Because AA's 12 traditions repeatedly ask us to give up personal desires for the common good, we realize that sacrificial spirit, well symbolized by anonymity, is the foundation of them all. It is AA's proved willingness to make these sacrifices that gives people their high confidence in our future. Attraction, not promotion. Because they want what we have. But in the beginning, anonymity was not born of confidence. It was the child of our early fears. Our first nameless groups of alcoholics were secret societies. New prospects could find us only through a few trusted friends. The bare hint of publicity, even for our work, shocked us. Though ex-drinkers, we still thought we had to hide from the public distrust and contempt. Right? So what are they hiding from? We have a different word for it now. Stigma. That's what they're talking about, is stigma. Right? So, did they fight stigma? Nope. What did they do? When the big book appeared in 1939, we called it Alcoholics Anonymous. Its foreword made this revealing statement. It is important that we remain anonymous because we are too few at the present to handle the overwhelming number of personal appeals which may result from this publication. Being mostly business or professional folk, we could not carry on our occupations in such an event, right? They still need to work and bring in money and take care of their families. Their family should be number one, right? Between these lines, it is easy to read our fear that large numbers of incoming people might break our anonymity wide open. As AA groups multiplied, so did our anonymity problem. Enthusiastic over the spectacular recovery of a brother alcoholic, We sometimes discuss those intimate and harrowing aspects of his case meant for his sponsors to hear alone. The aggrieved victim would then rightly declare that his trust had been broken. It sure the fuck has. When such stories got into our circulation outside of AA, the loss of confidence in our anonymity promise was severe. It frequently turned people from us. I can see why. Clearly, every AA member's name and story, too, had to be confidential, if he wished. This was our first lesson in the practical application to anonymity. Okay. There's a lot more to it, and we're at the 10-minute mark. So I kind of want to point out a few things about this. Just a few things like Elton John, Eminem. Notice these people have like over 10 years of sobriety. Why did you not know that 10 years ago? The 12th tradition is why. All right. Especially when big names come into Alcoholics Anonymous. Personally, it doesn't matter to me. Oh, I just lost 3 people. Gained a person. So that actually hurts us. Right? Because now a big name comes in like Elton John. What if he relapses after 3-4 years? That's why they're not announcing anything till after 10 years. Because then that stigma is gone. They didn't want to deal with that stigma. And can you blame them? No. They didn't fight it. No. Now they're examples of what we should look like, right? Right. And how did they get that time? It's the only thing that works, guys. Time. Gotta give it time. It is not going to happen suddenly. The basic concept of humility is expressed in the 11th tradition, even though we're talking about the 12th. It allows me to participate completely in the program in such a simple yet profound manner. It fulfills my need to be an integral part of a significant whole. Yeah, it makes me feel a part of, which I need because I haven't felt a part of in anything. It's where my nightmares come from. Being pushed away by family and friends all of my life. Humility brings me closer to the actual spirit of togetherness and oneness, without which I could not stay sober. In remembering that every member is an example of sobriety, each one living the 11th tradition, I am able to experience freedom because each one of us is anonymous. Right? Even with my podcast, I would rather have a normal Joe on than some superstar. Yeah. They have plenty of access to the media and things like that. Go on Oprah and tell your story here, not for me. Okay? No, well, I'm here for the people that can or won't speak for themselves. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. And those people can certainly speak for themselves. So they don't need me, right? No, I need you. That's right. So, guys, I tend to degrade how much it is that I do over here. My promoter kind of smacked me around about it today because I was telling our guests, I said, hey, I only got 300 followers. And he's like, hey, don't say it that way. And I tend to do that because I don't want it to be bigger than it actually is. All right. So here it is. I don't know. I have somewhere between 700 and 1,000 followers. I have a lot of people that listen to me. And most of the people that listen to me don't want to talk. They want to remain anonymous. They like the comfort of going on here, being anonymous, and being able to make their decisions based on what they're hearing. And I'm finding that that's my crowd. Okay. So since I don't know what's happening, then all I can really do is assume, right? So I try and stay away from that. I try and stay away from the assuming. So this is what it comes down to. If I helped one person today, that's what mattered. And That's what I'm going back to. All right, guys. Nothing wrong with going back to basics. Nothing wrong with it. I got such a cheap thrill out of just helping that one. I just help one person, and I'll get that cheap thrill. I'm going to go back to it. Because that was a lot more fun for me than worrying about all these freaking numbers. I'm not worried about them, but you do need them to do things. And so I have to memorize them. All right. I'll be back tomorrow. We got a really good podcast coming up on Tuesday. A really good talk with John. We had a lot of fun today. Go Broncos. Have a good day, guys. Peace out. I love you and have a day.